Welcome to this Friday's Local Marketing Institute Q&A Live with your hosts, Greg Gifford from Search Lab Digital, which you can find him finally on LinkedIn at Greg Gifford, and your host, Ben Fisher, Steady Demand on LinkedIn. Ben Fisher TechBed, don't ask, okay? 20 years old, other business.
Because why? Because we don't use X.
Exactly.
And we refuse to call it that.
It's called No X. And you know what? No Blue Sky, because who's on Blue Sky anymore, right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm just saying.
I tried hard, man. I tried real hard.
I tried for like 2 months, and then I was like, yeah, this is bullshit. So I personally enjoy LinkedIn, so that's where I'm going to live.
Yep.
All right, and join us on Facebook, Local Marketing Institute. Actually, I wonder if we should start a LinkedIn group.
That might be better than the Facebook group.
I think it might be.
Let's do that.
All right.
Chime in the chat if you would be interested in joining a Local Marketing Institute Connect LinkedIn group.
Because you just know you would.
Everybody. Oh, Chad, hell to the no on Slack. I hate Slack groups because they're just so much extraneous noise while I'm trying to get work done.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good without Slack, actually, at this point. Yeah. Maybe what we do, Greg, is we set up like, a $100 a month Slack mastermind. How's that? Because then nobody would join.
Or lots of people would join and it could pay for all of the asshat merch.
Damn straight. Exactly. And anonymous attendee merch.
Yeah.
Can't forget that.
Yeah.
Can't forget that. Because I know everybody.
We do. Okay. So let's finish the intro and then I'll get to what I was saying. Because you can catch us on all the platforms. You guys know the deal.
Yada, yada, yada. You want us in your ear. Yada, yada, yada. Apple, blah, blah, blah. iHeartRadio too. Okay.
Yep. Okay. So what I was going to say is, since we're both going to be at Local U in Dallas in October,
yep,
we should actually, for real, have some anonymous attendee merch.
Oh, we are.
Give out to is anyone, chime in the chat again, anyone who's listening planning on coming to Local U in Dallas in October? Because if so, we'll for sure have some anonymous attendee branded merch.
All right, so let's put on some Wheel of Fortune. Now, in the chat, please, all of you, if anybody's going to be at Local U in October, please sound off. Or if you'd like
to. So clearly just maybe Steven.
Maybe Steven. Okay. All right. So then that means that I am just totally sad.
Well, maybe we ask closer to the date.
It is in the audience. Mark is in the audience. Come on.
I mean, it's still 4 or 5 months away. We can.
Juan Mason's
we'll ask closer
here.
to the date.
Susan, Jan, come on. You're not going to a Local U, Jan? Really? No, I know you. I don't think you ever go to you. So, all right. Okay.
All right,
so
we'll do it then.
Susan is going. All right, Mark. No, sorry, Mark. Yeah, duties. Understood. Yeah. All
Bring your kids.
Susan will be there though, so we could interview Susan at least.
Yeah, if nothing else.
And well, Susan, does that mean that you want the asshat and the anonymous, attendee shirt? Just questions. What do you want? Oh, yeah, she wants
both.
Of course. And they have to be signed by Greg and I. Is that correct? Of course. Of course. So, all right, cool. Well, I guess we're going to have to plan on this if just for Susan. It'd
almost be cooler if Susan's the only one that gets them.
What do you think? Do you think we could get enough ass hats for like all of the speakers at Local U and get a picture of that?
That would be pretty cool. Let me check and see with some of our vendors how cheaply we could get these hats.
Okay.
Because hats, like usually a decent hat's like $20. So
yeah. I'll check it out. Mine too. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Hold on. We have somebody who comes and visits us regularly in here. I forget which one it is. I think it's Michael. Yeah, Michael Parker, I think.
Yeah, that has a merch thing.
Screen printing business. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, Michael, you're here. Isn't that you?
Is Michael here? I don't think
No,
Michael's here.
Susan, you're not gonna Venmo us. It's you get it for free.
Oh, yeah, there's Michael. Yeah, he's right there.
Yeah, but he may not be listening. He might be like,
Yeah, that's
working.
true. That's true. What else can we say about Michael since he's not listening?
I don't know.
Neither do I. Okay, fine, fine, fine.
Should let everyone know that they do need to get their questions in. Chad is the only one so far who has submitted a question into Q&A. So if you want questions answered, or you want your site audited, or you want a GBP roasted, drop that stuff into the Q&A section so we can get to it later in the show.
Exactly. In the meantime, that means let's get to the sound effect news. Yay. All right, so here we go. Fine. One of the things that's happening or that we've seen recently is that reporting a business on mobile for illicit activity against the guidelines of Google Business Profiles is now made easier. You can go ahead and you can report a business for, I don't know, incentivizing reviews, for instance. Take a picture of the flyer, upload it. It will not be associated with your account, and Google will take potential action. So if you want to even the playing field, do so. All right. Okay, so are you doing the chat, buddy? Just out of curiosity.
I was answering Rachel.
Oh, okay. So let's see. You want to throw? Did you want to throw something in there? The link for that?
The link for what we're talking about right now?
Yeah, there.
I will handle that for you right now. Boom.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So anyway, okay. So next piece of news is that Google has given kind of a clarification. This is thanks to our good friend Amy Toman. Hi, Amy. Google's given kind of a clarification that if you're going to use their AI agent or any AI agent to answer your phones 24/7, they have given guidance onto whether you should actually show 24. This is, you're going to love this, by the way, dude. They've given guidance on whether you should actually show 24/7 on your hours on your GBP, and is there a penalty for this?
I had not heard about this yet. I am very curious to read this right now. So keep talking because I'm reading.
Exactly. So basically what Amy's found out is they have come back and said, you know what? If you're not truly open 24/7 and nobody can come and see you, don't do it. You can get permanently removed or taken down. In other words, suspended. So basically, Google's defining open hours as a time when a customer can actually receive a service or interact with staff. If you're using an AI rep, it may be able to perform actions like booking confirmed appointments, dispatching, etc., the messaging, okay, fine, whatever. But they have something called the 3 a.m. test. Can a customer get a solution, not just a we'll call you back right now at 3 a.m.? If not, stick to your actual operating hours. So that's it. It's really simple. Believe it or not, I mean, dude, that's something we have been basically saying ever since the, yeah, you know.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, it matches exactly what we said.
Factor.
It only counts if the AI agent is able to book an appointment for you.
Well, no, it's not only that. I mean, it really, what it's basically saying is that you need a real solution.
Well, right. But what it was saying was, as long as you have an AI agent that answers the phone and is able to book an appointment and actually schedule that, like attorneys as an example, because they're the ones that abuse this the most.
Yeah,
if
it would
I
probably
can call in at 3 a.m. and talk to an AI agent that can book me an appointment to do my initial consultation with the attorney the next day, then it's still allowed.
According to it, yes. But if your AI message is saying, we'll call you back later to schedule an appointment,
then you're in trouble.
Wrong answer. Wrong answer. Susan, if you read the article, actually what you'll find out is this rule does not technically apply to SABs. It's certain types of categories. So, okay, cool. Anyway, I think that's pretty exciting. I like that. And not to mention, it kind of kills the whole 24/7s as a ranking factor.
Well, it's not a ranking factor. It is the algorithm operating as intended. And that's where I get frustrated sometimes because people will say something, and I don't think Joy ever meant to say, this is a ranking factor. If you do this, you rank better all the time.
Sure,
She
sure.
was very clear when she said, hey, we figured out this is how the algorithm is working. That if you're searching in the middle of the night and there's a competitor open and you're not, they're going to outrank you. That doesn't really
Exactly.
mean it's a ranking factor, but the general public, all they're going to hear from that is, oh, if I say I'm open, then I'm going to rank better. And
Exactly.
so it gets lost in translation.
Yeah.
And so then it becomes very problematic. And then you go and look, and like when we did our big GBP study last year of personal injury attorneys, something like 87 or 88% of personal injury attorneys in the study, and we're talking like 4,000 plus GBPs that we looked at, mid to high 80% were open 24/7, 7 days a
Of
week,
course.
which
Oh, of
is
course.
obviously not realistic.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's once one did it, they all did it. It was the same thing. I mean, you remember way back in the day when when law firms didn't keyword stuff their names.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, a bunch did in California. And we went to Google and we're like, hey, you need to stop this today. Otherwise, everybody's going to do it tomorrow. Well, everybody did it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And same thing with 24/7. So, yeah, it's anything to get a competitive edge, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, just come on, be honest with what your business is. All right. This is kind of interesting. Just on the AI rounds. Basically, this was recent. You remember preferred sources?
Dude, I thought I was putting the links in chat.
I know. I just
Come
decided.
on, man.
Am I taking away from your joy for the
You're
day?
killing my joy, brother.
I'm killing your joy.
Let me do the next one at least.
Fine.
Okay.
All right. Jesus. All right. So remember preferred sources back in the day of Google News or even in authorship, right? You could select different sources that you wanted to follow, basically. In this, what they're doing now with AI overviews and Google specifically, is they are showing preferred sources of information. So you can go ahead and you can select what sources you want to see information from potentially when you're doing searches in AI mode. The cool thing about this is, and this is my prediction because just understanding how Google works over the years, is that they're probably using this also in aggregate data, meaning that your source will probably be more likely to show for other users if there is a significant amount of volume of people who have selected you as a source. That's my prediction. What do you think, buddy?
Oh yeah, I completely agree.
Fine.
It's literally I did a podcast. I did the Near Media podcast yesterday with Crystal Tang and Cindy talking about just Google I/O stuff, and the theme kept coming up. Google has established over time that when they talk about certain things, their actual intent is to get SEOs to tell the world about this thing so everybody does something that
Of
helps
course.
Google. You
Of
know,
course.
site speed. Oh, well, we're going to put site speed in the algorithm. Well, then everybody goes, oh, make your sites faster. So that it makes it easier for Google to crawl the sites. Oh, we're going to start indexing mobile first so everybody pays attention to the mobile site to make it better so it's easier to crawl. Like, it's all these things that Google is doing that really they're just wanting you to train the algorithm better or now train the AI models better.
Well, no, Google knows that marketers and SEOs are the people who shepherd their vision to consumers.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's always been this way, by the way. But I remember I was sitting down with Matt Cutts at PubCon one year, and I asked him, I was like, well, why in the world do you release some of this information? It's false, right? I was like, you know it's false. I know it's false. They don't know it's false, but you do. I was like, it's misinformation, man. And he's like, sometimes we got to test something.
Yeah.
That's it. He's like, we've got to test something. And how do we get people to test it? We get people to test it because they think it's going to increase ranking.
Yeah.
And it may or it may not. depending on how we like it, depending on what we find out from the data. But we
Yeah.
need the data. He's like, so sometimes we put out little feelers. It may not be real, but we put the feelers out and we see what happens. Anyway, yeah, yes, Susan, exactly. Yeah, that is a blast from the freaking past. It's like over 15 years ago, something like that. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, so misinformation campaign
Yeah.
is basically, he said that 60% of the information that comes out of Google is actually misdirection or misinformation. Think about that. 6 out of 10 things that you read is misinformation. So you look sad now.
Sorry. I'm noticing Rachel's question that she put into Q&A, and I cannot wait to get into this one later in the show. It's a good one.
Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah.
And all right, so I'm sorry. I thought you were going to be sad. Okay, fine.
No. Yeah. Oh, Rachel, we're going to get to it.
I'm glad you're not sad. I'm glad you're not sad. So, okay. So the next thing is
I'm happy because I get to do the pasting of the next link into the chat.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Boom.
All right. So GPP has finally added what I would consider the most useless feature in the entire world.
Yes. And so many people are talking about it and like, oh my God, it's amazing. And I'm like, did you even read the post to see what it actually is? Because it's actually hot garbage.
All right, go ahead, man. Now you have to explain why it's
No, you should.
No,
color commentate after you share it.
No. So this is what happens when two gentlemen, by the way, get to the same door. Nobody goes to fucking side. Right? Just saying. You go. No, you go.
Yeah, but you always read the news items and I'm color commentary.
Color commentary, fine. Whatever. No. So let's see. Okay, so what are we talking about here? Are we talking about the AI one?
No, we're talking about the GBP and GA.
No. I was talking about useless, semi-useless feature, not the analytics portion of things. I'm talking about.
Oh, you were talking about. Oh, did I skip and share the wrong one?
Yes, you did.
Crap. That was a. Well, let's go out of order then, and we'll come back to that one.
Okay.
Let's do it first.
We're
ignore the link that I just shared in chat. And
we are stealing Greg's joy at this point.
I was overly excited.
You what? Yes, you were. Actually, I'm going to do something. I'm just going to move things around. How's that?
Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
So yeah,
there we go.
We can do the useless one first. That's fine.
Now we are on track. Okay. There. So that's fine. Something useless. Which is it? All right. Okay. We're going to go GBP analytics first. Okay.
Oh, we are?
Yes.
Oh, well, okay. Well, then
that's the link.
Don't ignore the link that I shared a few minutes ago. Use that one first. That's what we're talking about right now.
There we go. Excellent. All right. Now that that's over with, everybody, hope you enjoyed our little banter back and forth. Did you know what we did? All right. So on that note, this actually, I believe, is a useful feature. I want to hear what you guys say, of course.
Okay, we'll talk about it first, and then I'll add my color commentary.
All right. So, how long have you been at PE? How many times have you gone to the summit, by the way?
3 or 4 times to the summit, but I've been at PE since 2020.
Is it 3 or 4 times? I think it's
because remember, you convinced me to finally. Everybody had been talking to me about doing it for forever, and what finally convinced me to dedicate the time to being a PE was when we sat down at SMX West in March or very early March, like
right before COVID.
And that's when I started doing it, basically because then COVID hit and we were all bored, and I was like, I guess I'll do it. And so I've been a PE. I became a gold a few months after that, and then platinum at the beginning of 2021, early 2021-ish, I think. So I've been platinum since 2021. But I missed London, and I missed another. I think I missed the one then. Or we didn't do one that year because of COVID. Then I missed the London one because I had another thing. I did the one in Austin. So far, the only ones I've done actually are Austin and Dublin.
You know, that Greg, I don't think I was aware that I was your inspiration to become a PE.
You were, and then you were my amazing mentor in the program.
Yeah, and look at that. I got another one in the audience. There, Mr. James Kent. How are you doing, sir? Another excellent PE, by the way, everybody, just so you know. Yeah, Susan, why don't you do it too? Come on.
Yeah, you should do it, Susan.
Yes, Greg and I can both teach you. How's
It's
that?
not at all a time suck that you're going to really get annoyed with. Trust me, it's a lot of fun.
James is like, one of us. One
Yeah.
of All right. So the reason that yeah, just reach out to us. You know how to get
Yeah,
to
no, of course, I'm happy to help you, Susan.
Yeah. So speaking of sounds like it's a trap.
Yeah.
Dude, but side note, I just had to watch Spaceballs the other night.
I am trepidatious about the sequel,
Oh, so am I.
but I'll see it because I love Rick Moranis and I'm so psyched that he's coming back to do it.
What is it, Mel Brooks?
But
No, Mel Brooks. Is Mel Brooks? He's not dead, is he? No,
no,
he's
he's
100
still
years.
alive and he's in
He's
it.
100.
Yeah, he's like 98, 99 years old. He's super old, but he's still spry. He's still all there mentally.
Oh, I'm sure.
I just think like they did what was the other one? History. They did History of the World Part 2,
Yeah.
and it was a hot mess. It was, I couldn't even make it. I tried 3 different times. I couldn't even make it through 20 minutes of the movie. It was so bad.
No, I know. I hear you.
But Josh Gad apparently is kind of the ones taking the reins with it and helping Mel with it, and he was the one that kind of had the idea. And hopefully that gives me a little glimmer of hope that maybe it will be decent. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know, man. It's like when you take something like a classic like Spaceballs and you try to shoehorn in a sequel.
Yeah, but that kind of fits with the whole vibe of how Spaceballs worked. And there's been so much sci-fi since then. There's a lot of stuff they could parody. It has potential to be really good. I'm just not confident that it's going to be.
Yeah. Although I did notice that at the end of Spaceballs, they do say, see you in Spaceballs 2. This was like, what, 20, 30 years ago?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we got to get back to the news.
All right, fine. Look, man, we're killing time, okay? Okay? I'm just saying. All right. So anyway, I think it's a useful, you think it's a useless feature. Okay, fine, whatever. But this is what everybody doesn't know. And that is for 4 years at least, as product experts, when we're at the product summits, we always are asked, what's one feature you would love to be in GBP, GMB, whatever? And always come up with, a couple of us usually, say,
Wait, what was it? What did you just say?
I said a couple of us.
Did you say the word?
You get nothing.
I'm right, I said it.
Good day, sir.
You said it.
I know, I said it because back in the day, four years ago was GMB, just saying. So anyway, but we've all asked for Google Analytics integration, not just for marketers, but for basically for the merchants themselves. Because, the fact of the matter is if you're going to put your time and your money into GBP and optimization and SEO or whatever the hell ever you're going to do, you need to be able to track results. And if you can't measure it, you shouldn't fucking be doing it. So GA analytics coming in is going to be nice. It's going to have its own problems, of course. It's going to have filtered out data, whatever. The calls are going to be off. Directions are going to be off. We all know this already. But I think the mobile data is going to be pretty good. And I think the keyword queries is still, of course, going to be there. And so anyway, I'm excited to actually see it integrated.
I'm excited to see it integrated, but we've all known that what GBP performance data says is website clicks does not match up to website clicks from GBP in Google Analytics. So I'm wondering if they're going to reach parity now, if they're going to fix it so that you don't see I got 100 clicks in GA, but GBP performance data says I got 500, because that mismatch is going to cause a lot of confusion if they don't match. The other really big problem that I have with it, because we work with, and I know you do too, work with a lot of multi-location businesses, and it just aggregates everything into one feed, and you can't tell anything different about any location, which is going to suck.
No, they wouldn't do that with this. They'd have to do it based on the viewport.
No, with this, it literally says in here, if you go read the thing,
but is this
multiple
segregated?
business profiles are linked. The metrics shown in reports will be the sum of the data from all linked profiles.
Dude, they're going to do an aggregate?
Yep.
That's stupid.
And it will show every available GBP metric regardless of your business type, which is different from Google Business Profile Performance Dashboard, which hides metrics that aren't relevant to your business. So it's going to introduce garbage data. It's going to show menu information for everyone, even though only bars and restaurants and hotels have menus.
No, they rushed this.
Yes. So it's literally the metrics will include the following aggregated metrics for all business profiles: interactions, website clicks, calls, directions, messages, bookings, menus. Whether you have those features available to you or not, they're going to be reported in your Google Analytics, which I think is going to
you're a plumber and you're going to have 0 driving directions.
The other thing that I'm also a little bit spun up about and plan to chat with them in Mexico City about, the data retention policy is you only get the last 6 months of data. It doesn't retain data past that. So you can't look at year over year.
Yeah, but that's normal though. It's been that way with, well, I mean, so performance data right now is 13 months. No, 12 months, 13 in the API. But previously, when it was GMB, the data before they did NMX, direct search, was only 6 months. So they must be working off a really old endpoint to get this going.
Right, but if Google Analytics keeps your data forever so that you can compare year over year and multi-year data, you're only going to have a 6-month previous window on GBP data. That seems a little asinine.
No, I think what it means is they're only going to stream in 6 months worth of data from GA into GBP. I think that's what that means.
Yeah, but reports in Google Analytics will only display data of the last 6 months from the current day. Yeah, so even though I can look at it, let's say it's connected and working right now, I can look at it and see everything from January through today. At Christmas, I'm only going to see July through Christmas. I won't see the stuff that was in there, even though it was in there before.
No, it just means the third-party tools will be a little bit more valuable, that's all.
Yeah.
Store the data and show it. Not a big deal.
Yep.
There you go, James. Idea for you. Getting your data from GA4 and GBP for more than 6 months. Just saying. Build it. Get that over with. Thank you. Either that or Jan will do it.
All right. So now to the useless feature. I will share the link again since we have chatted a bit and you can explain it.
All right. So I would like to call this the most semi-useless feature of your Google Business Profile. You remember back in the day when you used to actually be able to see view counts on photos and videos?
Are you asking me, or was that a rhetorical question?
No. I'm asking you, man.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were speaking to the audience and pausing for dramatic effect. No, yeah.
No.
Yeah, but okay. Who cares if we get it back? What does it matter? How does it help?
It doesn't matter. It's literally the most stupidest vanity metric ever created. Oh, my photo got 21,000 views. So what? Oh, my video has 60,000 views. So what? If you understand how the viewports work in Google and Google Maps, you'll understand what so what means. It basically means that the data is so inflated, it has zero meaning. It's so conflated that, yeah, anyway, a single scroll past a photo counts as a view. Scroll back up, it counts as a view. Scroll down again, guess what? Third time's the charm. You just got another view. I think they stopped counting at 10, I believe is the number. Anyway, I think it's the most useless piece of information. There's nothing actionable that you can actually do with it. What do you think?
Oh, I completely agree. It's one of those things where I sit there and look at all the things that are broken or things that they know don't function the way they should, and they could spend dev effort fixing, but instead they go add views back onto photos and videos. Thanks, guys.
Exactly. Oh, wait, so Chad saying he zoomed, changed the interface, and he commented in the Q&A, oh, now he needs an asshat.
Nice.
All right, Chad, we will go ahead. We will have to get you an asshat one of these days. Okay, you love Spaceballs. Oh, Spaceball 2. Oh, we do have lots of stuff from Chad actually in here.
Way to go, Chad. Chad might need an asshat shirt.
Yes, but we do have a question from Chad. So,
Yep.
but
Okay, but the first question
yeah.
is from Michelle, who is not here this week. So hopefully Michelle is listening on a replay.
Oh boy. Oh Jesus. Wow.
And her question for you is about moving an SAB.
Yay, fun.
So, hi, I follow the steps to move our SAB. I made a new listing and reached out to Google to have it moved. At first, I was going around in circles because I would click on Move Business, but kept on being brought to the verification check page and being told my GBP was live closeout. I'm not sure what that means. After that, I went to the Google Business Forum where I was told this was a known issue and it was escalated. After that, I was told I would be unable to move the business because the address was hidden and there was no address. After I explained the situation, they then said that it was because the listings were in the same state. Google ended up marking my new listing as closed and leaving us in the exact same situation as before. The distance between the two locations is 1 hour and 40 minutes, so we don't rank at all in our new location. What would our next steps be? And then there is a support case number, which doesn't help us. As we've mentioned before, our team attempted to keep the new feature. However, since they're from the same state and same data, hence why they kept their older profile and tagged the new profile as the duplicate. Oh, I guess this is what Google says. Please be advised. Sorry, let me do this in Google voice. As we've mentioned before, our team attempted to keep the new feature. However, since they're from the same state and the same data, hence why they kept the older profile and tagged the new profile as the duplicate. Please be advised that you can just add the service area of the new location instead of creating a new profile since this is within the same state.
Well done, by the way.
Thank you.
Oh wait, excuse me. Excuse me, Greg. I must say that was a truly a well done rating. How's that?
Thank you.
I'm looking at the case ID actually on the forum right now. Looks like William was helping her. Okay, lots and lots of threads here. This sounds like your typical Google support story, by the way.
Yeah, where they don't know at all what they're doing or what things or how things are supposed to work.
My question is how come this is not escalated? Or was it? Let's see. Oh, Google's investigating, yada, yada, yada. They're reaching out to you. Yeah, they told her the only option is to merge the listings, which is true. No, yeah, they should be merged. Absolutely. Sorry, I'm reading and talking at the same time.
No, yeah, no worries.
No, yeah, no. I mean, actually, from what I can see on the thread, they were actually trying to merge it for her. So, I'm not really sure actually how to address this at this point, because the guidance that I'm seeing that was told in the forum was to merge them, which is the proper thing to do. You're supposed to create a new SAB in the new location, then request a merge. Period. That is the process. If it goes off the rails like this, then this is something that needs to be absolutely escalated, because this is all wrong guidance, every little bit here, unless there's some new rule about moving in the same state, which I'm not aware of.
I'm not aware of any new rule either. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I guess
Okay,
we're done.
I'm going to double up and ask you the next question, too, because Rachel's question that I earlier told her to put in Q&A, I wasn't sure if you'd pulled it in, but you have pulled it in. So it is in there, and it should for sure come to me because it's an auto dealer department thing. So I'm going to ask you James's question. We know James is here because we were already talking to him. So James's question is about service area rules.
Oh,
A question from the standpoint of what could trigger suspensions, not if it's going to help improve ranking. It has been stated that a suspension could happen if your service area is further than a 2-hour driving distance, as well as if you have 2 locations and the service areas overlap. I've also heard that service areas from multiple locations can't be so close together, but I'm unsure what close really means. My question is, if the service areas don't overlap, but the borders are essentially brushing up against each other, is that a suspension risk? For example, Midland, Texas and Odessa, Texas are neighboring areas. Should there be a sort of buffer between the service areas, or can only one of the locations use the service area because the other is so close by? Similar scenario, let's say there are 2 offices in Midland, Texas. can both use the service area, or because both are in Midland, Texas, only one location can use the service area?
All right. So that's basically 3 questions. James, you're getting greedy, my friend. Okay. So, la 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 la. Service area. Okay. Okay. So I'm just looking at which question to answer first because actually I think there's more than 3. All right. I'll start with I've also heard. All right. Service areas for multiple locations can't be so close together, but I'm unsure as what really close is really meaning. My question is, if the service areas don't overlap, but the borders are essentially brushing up against each other, is there a suspension risk? No. For Midland, neighboring areas. And it's, they're just touching. That's it. Just the tips. It's good. Google can't really tell. Should there be a sort of buffer between the service area? I don't know, an inch? It really doesn't matter. You paint the service area as you're done. Or can only one location use the service area because the other is close by? If they're going to share the same service area, then you only have one. That's the answer. You can only have one. By the way, these things are tied together by domain and phone number. So, technically, if the domain and phone number are different, then you can overlap to your heart's content. Let's say there's 2 offices in Midland, but can both use the same service area? No. Or because Midland and only one can use the service area. Only one, still same thing. Any other insights, my friend?
No, yeah. Same thing that would be like AC repair in Dallas. There's 450 some odd HVAC repair companies in the Dallas metro area. You couldn't go set up 5 offices and hope to have 5 different service profiles that all have the same service area. You operate in that area from one location, you get one profile. Fairly straightforward.
The thing that always gets me about service areas is GBP has had service areas for over 15 years, right? And they came out with what, Google, is it Google Local Plus or Google Local? I forget, or Google Places.
It was either Google Plus Local or Google Places. It was in that period of time.
Yeah, but they had service areas. So for service area based businesses, they've never, ever, ever done a thing, right? But they're treated with this high regard at Google, meaning that they're high suspension probabilities, right? But they don't use them for anything.
Yeah. And so many people out there misinterpret and think that what you put in the service area affects how you rank, and it absolutely doesn't. And that's one of those local SEO zombie myths that just won't die for some reason.
I did see a LinkedIn post that was interesting yesterday actually, where somebody's like, "Oh, service areas are now impacting ranking," and I read through the thing. I'm like, it's bullshit. Got it. Understand. Yeah. Somebody who doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. Understood. So, but yeah, I just think it's interesting how they put so much emphasis on it, but at the same time, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, that's all you do. That's it. Very simple. All right. GBP mess for you.
All right.
This is coming from Rachel Johnson. Subject, GBP mess. All right, Greg. I had a new to me dealership, one physical location, who had multiple GPPs for each of their OEMs, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, for both sales and service. They were overwhelmed with all the profiles and deleted them, all except for one, about 6 weeks ago. By the way, is 6 weeks ago even help you? Just out of curiosity. Okay. They would like me to do a full audit, give them recommendations on what, if anything, that they should reclaim, but they deleted them. Anyway, I just got access to the remaining profile this morning. They had a mess, it seems, made sweeping changes, and now frustrated with the inconsistent results in search. Our profile doesn't reliably show up now, and sometimes profiles we deleted show up, which I guess is true. Do auto dealerships stay on search even if they're deleted?
Well, when you delete the profile, I question whether they deleted the location, marked it closed, or just removed themselves from the profile and it's still an open and active profile with no owner.
That's what I'm thinking too.
That's why I was making faces earlier when you were like, "Oh, are you sad?" Because I'm like thinking through all the possibilities, because car dealers don't really know how to do this stuff, and it's always a mess.
Sounds like it. Hell, man, agencies don't know how to do this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I'm dealing one with right now. It's got over 100 suspensions because an agency didn't know how to remove themselves from the profiles.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's horrible. All right. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be talking about just in October, man, is GPP horror stories.
Nice.
I'm going to have to get some of your movies from you, from some of your movie
Oh
slides.
yeah, happy to help, man.
All right. They're super hot about the situation. Oh, of course they're hot about the situation. And want a fast fix. Google. Fast. Right. So I want to tread carefully and guide with care here to not fan the flames. How would you proceed to try to ensure that the remaining profile is as sound as possible and expedite the removal of any deleted profiles from surfacing? Have fun.
Okay, so there's a lot to this. My first initial question is, Rachel, when you say this is new to you, I'm assuming you guys just started working with this dealership, and then this wasn't a dealership that was already a client, but you just got assigned to them recently, like someone else at your company was working on it first. So if you could confirm in the chat that yes, this is a new client for your agency and not something that was done while they were an agency client, that would be helpful to know. New to the agency. Okay. Next question. You say they had multiple GBPs for each OEM and you list Ford and Stellantis stuff together. So is this a group or this is a in the middle of nowhere single location store that actually had different brands under one rooftop?
Group.
Okay, so when you say under one rooftop, it's a single building with multiple brands. So this has got to be out in the sticks somewhere to be able to have Ford and Stellantis in the same building. Yes. Okay. In that case, for anyone also listening, Google has different rules for car dealers when it comes to being able to set up departments that actually violate the rules that standard businesses have to follow. So you have to have permanent signage and et cetera, and all these things. Google has changed the rules specifically for car dealers for this department stuff. One of those rules is that you are allowed to have a separate GBP for each brand that you sell. And that doesn't mean for used cars, that means for new cars. That was solely created for GM and Stellantis. Stellantis is Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. GM being usually you have Chevrolet, Buick, GMC all under one rooftop. Google allows you to set up a separate profile for each brand because people often don't look for, I'm looking for a Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealer. You're looking for just a Dodge dealer, just a Jeep dealer. So that's allowed. Also, in these edge cases where you do have a single building that houses Ford and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in one rooftop, which never happens except in very small towns, they let you do it that way. But the problem is the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Just because you're able to doesn't mean you should. So in this case, they should not, or either them or their past agency should not have set up a separate GBP for every brand, because in the small town that they're in, they're the only person selling that brand, and they probably don't have another competing same brand dealer for at least 50 miles in any direction. So the extra headache of setting up all those profiles was not worth the potential results of being able to show up better in search, because they're going to show up anyway. So you're having to address the issue of they were frustrated, so they shut them all down without knowing what they were doing. The problem is, once you mark something as closed, it doesn't immediately disappear. It's going to fall off over time. You're going to have to tell them, hey guys, sorry, because you did this before we were here and you did not ask anyone's advice, it could take up to a couple of months for those to fall off search and not show anymore. There's nothing you can do about it.
Sorry, not sorry.
So the other side of it is, though, so what if a profile that they don't control still shows up? It's still got their address, and the customer's still going to be able to find them. So there's no real negative outcome from a closed profile showing up, other than that profile probably says marked as permanently closed. That could be problematic, because if I'm looking for their Ford store and I type in their Ford store and that profile shows up and it says that that location is closed, now as a customer, I might not take the extra step to call and go, hey, wait, this says you're closed, are you open or not? So that's the bigger problem. So I would suggest that they just go claim all of them again and you can help them with that. And then once you get all of them claimed, I would then go contact support as the agency partner and don't have the dealership do it. Tell support, hey, look, we are a new agency. We did not do this. Explain this entire thing. Hey, look, they had all these profiles set up by brand. They did not need to do that. They should not have done that, but they did. They were frustrated. They shut them all down, but now they're losing business. It's a bad customer experience. You got to throw that part in so that Google understands this is a mess you're trying to help clean up. And then say, I would like to merge all of these profiles into a single profile. And then you will have whatever the dealership name is that will say dealership name, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and have a single profile for them moving forward. So that's the best route forward, honestly, because this is kind of a mess and everything is showing up as being closed. So you're going to want to reclaim all of them. You're going to want to then connect with support and get them merged. Once you reclaim them, you can say that they're open and not closed. That solves the dealership's pain point. And then you're going to want to merge them together. Ideally, you should be able to keep all of those reviews because of these unique rules with car dealerships. It actually is still a single entity that's just allowed to have separate. So you should be able to get all those reviews merged into a single profile. When you're asking for the merge, you need to be very explicit about what the primary profile is that you want to keep, which is going to be whichever one is left live right now. So the live single profile that you have right now is what you want to tell Google, this is the primary profile. Keep this one. All these other ones that we've just reclaimed, merge all of those into that single profile. The other side of this is, I think you said sales and service. They probably closed their service and parts profiles. In the middle of nowhere, New Mexico, I don't think you need a parts profile, but you probably should have a service profile because there are more than 10 categories that apply to sales, especially if they're going to have all of those brands, and there are more than 10 categories that apply to service. They will show up better for service-related queries if they have a profile that the entire profile is related to service and the website button points to their service department page. So I wouldn't worry so much about claiming the parts department because nobody's going to search for that and they're not worried. What they are worried about is I'm searching for whatever Ford and it's showing as closed or not showing at all or whatever. So if you do what I just walked you through, that should fix everything for you.
And if you all didn't realize that, that was a masterclass in auto dealers.
Yeah, was it? It was. We just had Joy did the Ranking Academy Local Search Summit on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And Brad Weatherall was on it. And Brad's awesome. Brad used to be in charge of GVP for a bit. And there was a question in there about departments. And Brad gave some misguided advice about how departments work. So I'm very familiar with departments because I work so heavily in automotive. It is a crazy mess. The other problem is most of the time when you go talk to support is not aware of those unique rules for car dealers, and support will actually give you more problems and they'll shut down profiles or merge things you don't want merged. So it can be very problematic.
It's the same way they screw up hotels and restaurants.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's all.
All right.
And
so that was...
Max, just so you know, every PE has a specialization that they kind of grow into. And for Greg, absolutely, automotive.
And that is it for our pre-submitted questions.
And all I'm trying to say is that, I'm sorry, Darth Vader totally approves.
Nice.
All right, how to do it.
Okay, so that's it for pre-submitted questions. So it's time for us to come on down with the live questions. That thing goes so long. Okay, so now it's your turn, especially because this one's addressed directly to you from Chad. Chad asked this earlier this week at that Local Search Summit, and I already responded, but he thought it would be fitting here as well, and he would love to get your take on it, Mr. Fisher.
Alrighty then.
He has inherited a client from a previous vendor who claims to manipulate Google Maps URLs, local SEO tactic. His description: he takes a Google Maps embed URL, modifies the signals within the URL string to tie the business CID, geo-coordinates, and service area all together, then embeds that customized map on the service area page. He frames it as critical for the local pack rankings and says it's something most SEOs don't know how to do.
Oh,
Few
Jesus.
questions. I will pause after each question and let you answer each one.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, is this a real technique with measurable impact, or is it parameter stuffing folklore that Google ignores?
Bullshit.
All right. I'm laughing, Steven. Does he geotag images too?
No, EXIF.
If it does anything, is the lift coming from the URL manipulation itself or from the fact that he's just embedding a properly configured Google map, which any standard embed would do?
Neither. Doesn't fucking work. Sorry.
You sick there, buddy?
Yeah.
Any risk of it being seen as manipulative if Google tightens up on it later?
Yes. They will now, actually.
For someone taking over the account, is there a reason to preserve these?
Get rid of it. Talk smack about the previous guy.
Yep. Yeah, it's a lot easier. We should probably chat about this for a second. I was talking to Joy about this morning. AI has made it significantly easier for Google to go after things and to detect things and find things, because you don't have to have humans create an algorithm or humans create code to go do an activity. You can tell the AI what you want it to do and it's going to go do it. I think it is making it significantly easier for them to find things. We've seen a lot of car dealers losing reviews because they are violating the new guidelines that were updated a few months ago. That doesn't mean a human is going and crawling through the millions of reviews out there. It means Google sicked an AI on it, and the AI is going and looking for the patterns. And when it's detecting those patterns, they're getting deleted. So something like this would be very easy for Google to detect if Google decided to go look for these things.
Basically, what this does is it falls under false engagement, which is false signals. Okay. I mean, let's just take this cheeseburger. I mean, this grilled cheese. Let's pull it apart just a little bit because it'll be fun, I think. And we've got 8 minutes. So basically, when somebody's saying to you, number one, I'm going to work backwards on this one. Something that critical for local pack ranking says it's something most SEOs don't know how to do. Greg, I'm sure you probably agree with this. In my 30 years of experience, whenever somebody says, this is something most SEOs don't know how to do, they're actually saying, I'm selling you total fucking bullshit.
100% every single time.
Yang. Okay. And you're not going to understand it. So you're going to pay me because you think I know what I'm doing. That's actually what that means. It's code.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when somebody goes, Jesus, this is a mouthful. Manipulate Google Maps URLs. So first of all, if somebody says the word manipulate to you, you need to say, I think you should fuck off. I'm going home. Okay? All right. So that's the first thing you should say. All right. Description. He takes a Google Maps embed. Oh, as soon as somebody says Google Maps embed, fuck off. Go home. Okay, fine. Great. It doesn't use. It's great for conversions. It's not good for rankings. Google stacking. Anybody? Modifies signals within the URL to tie business CID, geo coordinates, and service area together, then embeds the customized maps on the service area page. So again, fuck off. Go home.
I would honestly be curious to see what this embed URL looks like, because my guess is he's adding a bunch of variable strings that Google doesn't even fucking use.
It's a Google fucking map embed, man.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It literally is all it is. But it's this language here that pisses me off the most.
Oh my God. Yes, please, Chad, if you can.
Please, Chad, get it. But it's what pisses me off the most is this. I'm going to take the Google Map embed URL. I'm going to modify the signals with the URL string to tie the business CID, geo coordinates, and service area together. Yeah, I just gave you a nothing burger. That's it. It's a nothing burger. So anyway, enjoy that. Have fun with it. It's a nothing burger. It doesn't mean anything. It's from somebody who is really scummy, actually, probably. So.
Yep. All right. Well, we can come back and laugh about it either at the end of the show or next time if Chad is able to track down that URL.
But Chad has two more important questions that we need to go over before we leave, and that is Chad. His question is, I love Spaceballs. Oh wait, that's a statement. Okay, never mind. His next question is, Spaceballs 2 was going to be the quest for money, if I recall. I think that's a question. The answer is yes. Okay.
That was what? 1 strike? 2 strikes?
Yeah.
Chad, you're not going to be allowed back if you put another statement in the Q&A section. So you got to be really careful. You got about a 3-month window before those strikes fall off.
That's not true. That's not true. Actually, in that case, what has to happen is Chad needs to buy an ass hat for Susan.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that.
All right. Okay.
All
Just
right.
saying. And he has to have his own ass hat, but it has to be an oversized ass hat.
Right.
Okay. All right. All right. Question for you. Oh, big one. You already answered that question. Never mind.
Yeah, the one from Rachel we just did. So the last one is Joey's question.
That's fine, Chad. You're dead to us. Just kidding. All right. So Joey has a question for you. And then I think we're done actually at this point, right?
Yep.
We got 4 minutes. Can you make it last 4 minutes? All right. Did I really see this week that Google might be using service area as a ranking factor? Maybe I've been distracted, or maybe it was a fever dream.
Joey, you probably did see it because, like I mentioned earlier, it's one of those zombie myths that just won't die. People keep saying that the service area impacts rankings. Oops. So many people have definitively proven through testing that it doesn't, because as we talked about earlier, Google often will give people misinformation in public statements. So when Google says service area does not impact rankings, at least go test it yourself and be sure that Google's not feeding you a line of bullshit. Everybody has tested this. Everybody has said this doesn't work. Joy just put a video out this week of here, or maybe a week ago, of here's 5 zombie myths that won't die, and one of those was that service area affects rankings. They tested it recently again just to disprove it again. Now when people ask me, have you tested it recently? I say no, because I'm a freaking product expert, and we know from the people that we talk to that it doesn't fucking work. Sorry, I get spun up on this because it's just an asinine thing that just doesn't die no matter how many times people say it doesn't. And then you have all the black hat local SEO guys that are like, oh, all the white hats say it doesn't work, but we know it works, so it's gotta work instead. And clearly the guy that used to work on the manipulated URL strings for maps on Chad's old client probably thinks that service areas impact. But just to set the record straight, if you're a brick and mortar, it's 1,000% completely ignored, and it's a waste of time for you to put anything in there at all. And if you're a service area business, literally the only thing it does is draw the little line on the map to let people know how far you're willing to drive for service. The other thing that it does, if you're a service area business, is get you suspended when you try to do stupid shit and say that you serve the entire country or stuff like that.
Exactly.
Anything to add, my friend?
No, with that, I mean, it's no. You put it very well, actually. So, well, with that, everybody, hey, thanks for coming. Sorry we missed the other week, but we're back. I don't know if I'm going to be here in 2 weeks, actually. Are you going to be here in 2 weeks, buddy?
I will be here in 2 weeks.
All right, so let's see. Oh, no. I will be out in 2 weeks, actually, is what I will be. Yeah.
All right. Well, then.
After the 18th, actually.
Do we do a off week or?
No, I'm going to be gone for. Well, I'm going to be gone that entire week, actually.
So you're gone the week of the 19th. Then the next one is July 3rd.
10th to the 18th, I'm going. Yeah. So.
Oh wait, 10th to the 18th. Well, we don't have another one until the 19th, so you're back on the 19th.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I should. Okay. Never mind. I can do it. Yep.
Okay. False alarm. We will be back on the 19th.
All right, so false alarm. All right, so anyway, everybody have an amazing weekend. And yeah, have an amazing weekend. Be safe. Have a good time. And thanks for coming. And we're wrapping up another episode of Local Marketing Institute. We should actually have another guest on soon.
We do. We haven't done a guest in forever.
All right, let's, before we go, everybody, we got 1 minute. Why not? Let's do a poll of who wants who to be our next guest. So
yeah,
with that,
chat.
Let's make it open ended for the moment.
Yeah, and Chad, that means you put it in the chat part, not the Q&A part.
No, Chad's going to put it in the Q&A part because he wants an oversized ask. So, all right, everybody, sound off.
Nobody's commenting at all.
Okay, Joy, Ben, Mike, B. Ben's already here.
Ben's already here.
Yeah. Okay, Darren. Okay, we had Darren on last time, I think.
Darren might have been the last one we had.
Joy would be cool. She's been on a couple times. Mike, I think, has been on once. But that is 2 votes for Mike. Claudia.
Claudia would be a fun one.
Claudia's always fun. She's a good pick. Who's doing cool things? You know, Amy, of course. Claire, of course. Yeah. Okay, so far Mike has the win, by the way, with 2 votes. Or we can get people that are perpetuating misinformation. We can have a live debate.
So Rachel, basically you're saying I should get someone that works at just about most of the OEM approved automotive SEO providers.
Actually, Joy knows some good black hat people.
Oh, I know some really good black hat people.
Yeah, definitely. I should give Frank Watson.
But like nobody really laughed at that except Max and Rachel, but they're in automotive, so they get what I'm saying.
All right. So yeah, there you go, Chad. But
that would be a fun one.
So far it looks like Mike has it.
Yeah.
As far as the votes. Let's see. Hold on, let me go back. Joy. Okay. All right. So it's a tie. Joy and Mike. So we need a tiebreaker, people.
Well, let's so our next one is the 19th. The next one after that is the 3rd, and being the day before the 4th of July, I bet a lot of people are going to be traveling. So probably one we will skip. So let's shoot for like middle of July, like the one after that we have a guest. And maybe for the next one if we can coordinate it in time.
Oh, well, we can coordinate this stuff in time. You know that. Everybody's always available. Well, usually.
Yep.
We'll see. All right, cool. Sounds good. All right, bye, everybody.
Have a good weekend, everybody.